Thanks for joining us for this edition of Stay at Home Connect. I'm Phyllis Jackson.
The Food and Drug Administration grants full approval to the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccination for those aged 16 and up. Officials believe it will kick off a number of vaccine requirements from many businesses and organizations. The Reverend Jesse Jackson and his wife Jacqueline are hospitalized after contracting COVID-19. They are now both being treated at Northwestern Memorial Hospital in Chicago and are said to be resting comfortably. Jackson received the Pfizer vaccine back in January. COVID cases continue to rise in the state of Georgia. Georgia's Department of Public Health is showing that there are over 2,700 ICU beds in use. That represents 90.1% of Georgia's capacity. Governor Brian Kemp signs an executive order granting businesses the authority not to comply with local mask or vaccine mandates. This week, the state of Georgia reported more than 7,000 COVID cases and 46 deaths. In a recent statement citing a dramatic increase in hospitalizations, Cobb County declares a state of emergency. The declaration allows resources to be distributed to area hospitals, state agencies, or those with a need for supplies or equipment, and it will be in effect for 30 days. Cobb County has reinstated its mask requirement for entry to all of its county government facilities, but Cobb's school district plans to keep masks optional. If you're planning on attending DragonCon, there are updated guidelines. Attendees will need to provide proof of vaccination or proof of a negative COVID-19 test. Additionally, masks will be required.
We're out here for our first official kickoff with our partners HelloFresh, Second Helpings Atlanta, and Pratt Industries as we kick off their Meals with Meaning program. Their HelloFresh nationally is going to give away over 60,000 meals a month. Here in Atlanta, we're going to be doing 800 meal kits a week. Now that ends up being about 8,000 meals because there are 2 meals for a family of 4 in each kit. So every Wednesday for the next calendar year, we're going to be distributing food to folks who need it. So folks who are in a food desert, if you've been adversely affected by COVID-19, if you're struggling to feed your family, or if you just need some additional help this week, come by. We'll make sure that you get a meal and make sure that we help ameliorate some of those problems in your home.
What we have going on is the District 4 Music Festival. So, we were trying to get something in before we think things are going to get shut down, even more because of the pandemic. So it was my thought just to give the people in the district a thank you and an outing outside here at the Wren's Nest. We have some great talent, as always. Grits and Jelly Butter, who's a favorite here in the Atlanta area. Myrna Clayton, who is America's Songbird. She does some wonderful jazz. And then, of course, we have somebody who I have not personally heard, but who I understand is very good, Gary Harris and Friends. And then closing out the show this evening will be our very own Kebby Williams, who lives in West End and is a Grammy Award-winning artist. The Wren's Nest has been here for many, many years, really since the turn of the century. And Joel Chandler Harris learned some African folklore stories from African slaves when he lived on the Eatonton plantation in Eatonton, Georgia with his mother. When he became a writer and came to Atlanta, he decided to write about the stories that he had heard from the African slaves that had been on the plantation. And of course he bought this house here, which is at 1050 Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard. And it was a big farm at one time. The significance of West End is that it was its own city. So it had its own mayor, had its own city council. So it was not part of Atlanta at the time when Joe Chandler Harris moved here. It didn't become part of Atlanta until 1894.
We are here at Greenbrier Mall for our Community Wellness and Empower Day. And what that means is we're giving out vaccine shots. Walgreens is here. Wellness is everything. We know that right now everyone needs to be vaccinated. The COVID vaccination is here. When we're talking about Empower, we have resources here for not just children, but for the adults. We have fresh produce because the Fulton County, partnered up with Chairman Pitts, and so the Fulton County is here with their fresh produce truck. The library is here, Fulton County Library. Those resources are here. Children are loving that I am giving out book bags. Our city solicitor donated book bags. We have another restaurant around here, Area 4, they've donated book bags, and my office has donated hundreds of book bags. And these book bags are full. We have a lot going on because District 11 is really getting ready to be empowered and well, and that's what today is about.
It's always been a great community. It's still a great community because it's populated by great people in the community who love Atlanta. This is National Night Out, and we're pleased to be here in the Collier Heights, historic Collier Heights community. So we've got representatives from all of our public safety agencies here, APD, AFRD, the court system are here at this time, and we're having a cookout. But it's bigger than that. We are reclaiming the streets for the community from the criminals. You can't terrorize us anymore. You can't victimize us anymore.
We have to be intentional about rebuilding relationship between community and our police. And I think it's not just about building the relationship, but reinstilling trust back in our communities. And especially at a time where crime is at its highest we've seen in this nation, I think it's even more important that we're working collaboratively with our local police officers and our community members to help mitigate the continued rise in crime.
Anytime that a community comes together, it builds a stronger city. When neighbors talk to each other, when they talk to their elected officials, and they talk to their firefighters and police officers, it makes for a really strong community, and that's what we want to see across the city. So tonight is proof of that all of our neighborhoods are strong and vibrant, and together we can make our city safe.
It's an opportunity for them to get close up to the residents and just really show that they're human beings. Police officers are human beings just like anybody else. They've got feelings, and so the police love doing this. This is their time where they get an opportunity to really come together and don't have to write reports and can really talk on the same level as the citizens.
Thank you all so much.
At the heart of National Night Out, safer and stronger communities happen when we're connected. And for 17 years, Midtown Neighborhood Association has been hosting this event. Even the rain didn't keep people away. I think it speaks to the sense of community here that exists. The city's going through a challenging time right now, and connectedness and community is even more important than it has been over the last several years.
We are here because we are very encouraged, and we want our neighbors to do Citizens on Patrol, look out for one another during this crime wave here in Northwest Atlanta.
And when we talk about crime, it's more than just our police officers who, of course, put their lives on the line every day and night for us, but we have to have strong communities and strong community policing where the people know the officers and the officers know the people in the communities, and we can work together to drive out crime from our neighborhoods.
I just got through with a conversation with the Atlanta Police Department and the community, asking questions about crime and how we can make a difference. And I'm very excited about the enthusiasm from the neighborhood folks.
You see something, you what? Say something. We need to fight this crime. That's why I'm glad to see these officers out here.
This is the neighborhood that I live in, and these beautiful homes have beautiful neighbors, and they're all here to talk about public safety and to see each other. Always remember to be safe and to look out for your fellow man and take care of your police officers as they take care of us.
Historic Collier Heights neighborhood happens to be my neighborhood, and so this is always my last best stop. The rain didn't stop them. They're out here to fellowship, to meet their neighbors, to have fun with their neighbors, but also to keep cognizant and remember about public safety. Our fire department and police department always come out so the community can say thank you to them for all the great work that they do.
We're out here in beautiful Westwood, working with Councilmember Andrea Boone and the Westwood Community Group to deliver food to dozens of homes and hundreds of families here as we move into the holiday weekend. It is such an important time to always make sure that we're taking care of our residents, especially those who are homebound, especially our children who might not be in school right now. And so as we all look forward to celebrating the 4th of July, we want to be able to make sure that the folks can do that, have food in their homes and celebrate, and make sure that we're taking care of those who need it the most. So we've got a wide variety of food that we're delivering today, everything from chicken to corn to bell peppers, making sure that our residents are well stocked as we move into the holiday weekend and doing our best to do right by the residents of Westwood. And we've got a great group of volunteers who are here helping deliver food with us, and looking forward to seeing our residents and saying hello and happy Independence Day.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. It is 1:30 p.m. on August 24th. My name is Matt Westmoreland. I chair the Community Development and Human Services Committees. I am joined this afternoon by my colleagues, Dustin Hillis, Carla Smith, and Joyce Shepard. Our colleagues, Antonio Brown, Madeline Archibald, and Michael Julian Bond will join us a little bit later on in this meeting, but we constitute a quorum. Ms. Fulandini, will you start things off with the remote meeting statement, please?
Advertised and as report. This Community Development Human Services Committee meeting is being conducted remotely as advertised and as in accordance with OCGA 50-14-1. The meeting will be conducted in conformance with Robert's Rules of Order and the Rules of Council as authorized by the City Code. The public may access the meeting by dialing 877-579-6743, conference ID 831-599-1256, which was noted on the August 20th, 2021 public meeting notice. The public may also view the meeting on Channel 26, the Council's homepage at citycouncil.atlanta.ga.gov, the Council's YouTube channel, or the Council's Facebook and Twitter pages via @ATL Council. All presentations are available on the Atlanta City Council Community Development Human Services Committee presentation page. The agenda was published and made available on August 20th, 2021. via atlantacitygA.iqm2.com, and the public was able to submit comments via voicemail at 404-330-6089 between the hours of 4 and 7 p.m. the day before this meeting. All persons present on the remote council meeting conference bridge are requested to mute your phones and speakers. Additionally, speakers must be acknowledged by the presiding officer prior to speaking. Each council member is requested to open your Outlook email and minimize the screen, and all amendments, substitutes, and informational documents have been distributed to committee members beforehand. Thank you all in advance for your cooperation.
Thank you very much. Next on our agenda is the adoption of the agenda. I will make the motion to adopt. We have also been joined by Councilman Michael Julian Bond. Is there a second? Second. Thank you. Motion by Westmoreland, a second by Bond. If you will open that vote.
One moment, please. And the vote is open. Vote is closed. 5 yeas, 0 nays. The agenda has been adopted.
Next item on our agenda is the approval of the minutes. I'll make a motion to approve. Is there a second? Second. Motion by Westmoreland, second by Bond.
The vote is open. And the vote is closed. 5 yeas, 0 nays. The minutes have been approved.
Thank you much. Next up is public comment. We've got 4 comments that run about 9 minutes and 14 seconds long. Mr. Massenberg, if you would play those now, please.
The Spirit of Christ, my name is Henri Jordan. And immediately the angel of the Lord smote him, because he gave not God the glory, and he was eating the worms and gave up the ghost. Acts 12, chapter 23rd verse. God chanting had achieved its desired effect. Then Jesus warns before he kills, let us take heed. Christ says, give him the glory. The income he credited back to me, praising Jesus for the gift. And Abraham answered and said, behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord, which am but dust and ashes. Genesis 12, chapter 18, verse 27 verse. The cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great. Their sins cried out for punishment. Jesus gives us power to conquer our sins that you hate. And why call me Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say? Luke 6, chapter 46 verse. I learned about a former minister prophesied that America will be on fire in 2024 because of the prophecy he gave me appeared doubtful to me. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Ephesians 6, chapter 1st verse. In the Lord, the phrase grammatically does not modify parents, for this would mean that only Christian parents are to be obeyed. Jesus let us desire to be parents and children that obey him. You want the power to obey Jesus. Under Jesus Christ, we're just children. No matter how grown we think we are. Grownness without Christ is death, not life. Thank you and obey Jesus. To be like Christ is life.
Greetings, council members and staff, and special greetings to you citizens and voters of Atlanta paying attention to our government in action. And Howard, senior advocate, public policy analyst. If I was to say raise your hand if you attended the APAB membership meeting Saturday, about 49 hands might be raised. Many times that number would say they were never notified about that public APAB meeting, Georgia Open Meetings Act notwithstanding. Why not 500 attendees in a city of more than 500,000? If I was to say raise your hand if you attended an NPUR executive committee meeting, I wouldn't be able to tell you what day it was held, because I, like thousands of other NPUR members, am not privy to that secret NPU-9 information, transparency notwithstanding. Like APAB, the NPU-9 maintains low attendance, less than 0.2% of the thousands in Council District 11 and Council District 12. One might think that movers and shakers like Antonita Robinson, Ricardo Jacobs, and Cole Square could double that attendance figure in an instant in Council District 11 and 12. They could, but they will try to increase attendance at NPUR meetings because the fewer residents who attend, the fewer people they have to try to exercise control over. But hearken, NPUR 9, be prepared to hear more about citizen participation. Newcomers are coming to NPUR, and citizen participation is catching on. Antonita Robinson, Clovis Clare, Ricardo Jacobs, Albert White, Renette L. Scott, Allison Hathaway, Cheryl Brown, Agent X, Jerry Williams, and others, Cloak and Dagger NPUR 9 cohorts, supporters and enablers. Citizen participation is catching on.
Brother Anthony Muhammad, a soulful spiritual being. My soul is my body. My spirit is the word and the action that I do to manifest collaboration with other human beings to do good for those that are not able to do for themselves. So I call on this committee, and human services committee, and especially you, Mr. Westmoreland. Mr. Westmoreland, you know, your grandparents, Austin Thomason, Mr. Westmoreland, you said, was another family, the general back in Vietnam era. And I love Vietnam era. Why do I bring up Mr. Westmoreland? That particular Westmoreland, the general, before the end of the war, that had been established. There were soldiers that were in charge for not pursuing or action against the Vietnamese. But Mr. Westmoreland had a charge. He could insist that they be charged with a crime, but he did not. There was time for the end of that, so it was time to let the ants go back home. I find that commonality in what Mr. Biden said. The war has to end. We're not winning it. But now, all the billions of dollars of footmen that were left, I think that's a tragedy. But for what I'm saying, you must be Westmoreland. You have a heart. You have a heart of good. And Mr. Watkins, you know the history of men working for the government or what they need. Now, what I'm asking you all as community development representatives of the committee, and I work for us. We have men being locked up in the jail as I told them, one of the worst institutions of darker men in the country. So I ask you, let's insist that the workforce use their influence and the collaboration of the city council and other government institutions to find technical work, find opportunities in the north. There are jobs still right here. There are jobs that are being taken over by thousands of my Mexican brothers. But not only that, there are jobs in addition to that. But let's have a voice. You have over 50% of darker people living in Atlanta that make this city the chocolate city. But we're a city that loves humanity. A city that is not too busy to hate, but to love. Thank you, Brother Anthony Muhammad. Major Bull Prep. And listen to Mr. Howell. Listen to the seniors that speak truth. Follow me.
Good afternoon to the council members. This is Ms. Margie. I want to ask a question. Since West End project fell through, that they did not buy the property, is any way that I know nothing's impossible, rescue money that we could build on that land for affordable housing? When I say affordable housing, I'm not talking about no one bedroom, $1,200. I'm not talking about no two bedroom, $1,800. When I'm saying affordable that going to be prepared. And I don't think so. Love your neighbor as you love. That's what I'm looking at. We said that we're a city that we don't hate. But I don't know. I don't think you're looking at the half. That's who you're looking out for. Be blessed.
All right. Thank you to the members of the public for calling in with your comments for today's meeting. Next up are the items on our consent agenda. Ms. Colandini, would you read those in, please?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Item number 1, 21-0-0344, PDP-21-022, an ordinance by Community Development Human Services Committee to amend the land use element of the 2016 Atlanta Comprehensive Development Plan so as to redesignate a portion of the property located at 1295 Marietta Boulevard Northwest, tax ID listed, from the Transportation, Communications, and Utilities Land Use Designation to the Mixed-Use Land Use Designation and for other purposes, C-21-029, NCUD, Council District 9. Item number 2, 21-0-0669, CDP-21-040, an ordinance by Community Development Human Services Committee to adopt the Little 5-Point Mobility Plan to amend the 2016 Comprehensive Development Plan by incorporating by reference said plan and for other purposes, NPUN, Council District 2. Item number 3, 21-0-0670, CDP-21-041, an ordinance by Community Development Human Services Committee to adopt the Neighborhood Planning Unit G Community Master Plan Update to amend the 2016 Comprehensive Development Plan by incorporating by reference said plan and for other purposes, NPUG, Council District 9. Item number 4, 21-0-0671, CDP-21-049, an ordinance by Community Development Human Services Committee adopting the 2021 City of Atlanta Comprehensive Development Plan, Plan A, as the official comprehensive development plan for the City of Atlanta, Georgia, in compliance with the requirements of the Georgia Planning Act of 1989 and other purposes. Item number 5, 21-0-0672, an ordinance by Community Development Human Services Committee to adopt the 2022 to 2026 capital improvements element, which includes capital improvements that the city intends to fund in whole or in part with development impact fees in compliance with the requirements of the Georgia Development Impact Fee Act and for other purposes. Item number 6, 21-0-0673, an ordinance by Community Development Human Services Committee waiving the requirements of Chapter 2, Article 9, Division 1, Section 2-910 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Atlanta, Georgia, and authorizing the mayor or her designee, including the Commissioner of the Department of City Planning, to apply for a Livable Centers Initiative grant from the Atlanta Regional Commission in an amount not to exceed $1.2 million in order to complete preliminary engineering for the Peachtree Street Shared Space Project and for other purposes. Item number 7, 21-0-0674, an ordinance for Community Development Human Services Committee to authorize the use of impact fees collected from 1260 Foster Street Northwest for certain transportation projects in conformance with Ordinance 808-0-1767, D-08063, and for other purposes. And item number 8, 21-0-0675, an ordinance by Community Development Human Services Committee authorizing the mayor or her designee on behalf of the City of Atlanta to execute all appropriate documents granting a utility easement of 875 square feet across the real property known as Zero Bankhead Highway, Atlanta land lots 261 and 267 of District 17 of Fulton County, Georgia, also known as English Park, the Georgia Power Company, for the purpose of installing underground power distribution facilities upon payment of $26,500.00, waiving Real Estate and Procurement Code Article 10, Subdivision 3, Sections 2-1150, 2-1571, and 2-1572 of the City of Atlanta Code of Ordinances and for other purposes.
Thank you very much. Those items will come back to us next meeting. Next up, if you will read the first item on our regular agenda.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Item number 9, 21-0-0618, an ordinance by Community Development Human Services Committee to amend Part 3, Code of Ordinances, Land Development Code, Appendix C, Electrical Code Amendments, Chapter 1, Administration, Section 101.8, entitled Electric Vehicle Charging Infrastructure Readiness Requirement for New Commercial Construction, and Section 101.9, Electrical Vehicle Charging Infrastructure Readiness Requirement for New Residential Construction of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Atlanta and for other purposes.
All right. I'm have not been able to log in yet, so I cannot see if anyone has their hand raised. I hope to fix that soon. Any questions for Mr. Seidel or comments on this item? Okay. In that case, I will make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Westmoreland, second by Bond.
Vote is open.
Look, I heard you say something, Ms. Archibald. Are you voice voting?
Yes, I am. Thank you. And yes.
Yep. Okay.
One moment, please. One moment while we take the vote. The vote is closed, 6-0 nays, and we will ensure that Councilmember Archibald has been marked as voting in favor of this item.
Good deal. Next item.
Next item is number 10, 21-0-0619, an ordinance by Community Development and Human Services Committee to extend the contractual agreement with the Africa Children's Fund, an agency of the Good Care and Housing Program, project number 300-113, funding source 32554, 2019 Housing Opportunities for Persons with AIDS sponsor, authorized by ordinance number 20-0-1331, for the purpose of continuing to provide facility-based housing, permanent housing placement, and short-term rent, mortgage, utility assistance to HIV/AIDS-affected individuals and their families, to ratify prior services and for other purposes.
Thank you much. Any questions or comments? If not, I will make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Westmoreland, second by Bond. You would open that vote.
The vote is open.
Ms. Archibald, how would you like to vote?
Yes.
The vote is closed, 6-0 nays. This item is favorable.
Awesome.
Our next item is number 11, 21-0-0620, an ordinance by Community Development and Human Services Committee authorizing the mayor or designee to enter into amendment agreement number 1 with Albright & Lee, LLC for FC-1190668 MLK Drive Perforated Fence and Lightbox Art Installation pursuant to Section 2-1191.1 of the City of Atlanta Code of Ordinances for signature decorative fence public artwork under the I-20 overpass at Martin Luther King Jr. Drive to extend the term of the agreement for 1 year to be retroactive from August 11, 2021, in accordance with Section 2-1163, subsection C of Article 10, Procurement and Real Estate Code of the City of Atlanta Code of Ordinances and for the purposes.
Thank you. If there are no questions or comments, I will make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Westmoreland, second by Bond.
Vote is open.
Archibald votes yes.
Thank you.
Will everyone please vote?
Mr. Hillis, how would you like to vote?
And the vote is, one moment, the vote is closed, 6-0 nays. This item is favorable.
Next item.
Number 12, 21-0-0621, an ordinance by Community Development and Human Services Committee authorizing the Department of Parks and Recreation to apply for and accept a reimbursement grant award from the state of Georgia right from the start Department of Early Care and Learning for the 2021 Summer Food Service Program up to the amount of $790,680.00 and amending the FY 2021 budget to reflect grant funds anticipated and appropriated, and authorizing the mayor or the commissioner of DPRS or designee on behalf of the City of Atlanta to enter into any necessary agreements in conjunction with the summer food service program, waiving the provisions of Section 2-910 of the Atlanta Code of Ordinances, requiring prior authorization of grant applications and for the purposes.
If there are no questions or comments, I will make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second, Smith.
Thank you. Motion by Westmoreland, second by Smith. On that vote.
Vote is open.
Ms. Archibong, how would you like to vote? Yep. Thank you. Mr. Bond? Aye. Thank you.
One moment, please. Vote is closed. 68 nays. This item is favorable.
Good deal. Next item.
Number 13, 21-0-0649. An ordinance by Councilmember Carlos Smith authorizing the mayor or designee on behalf of the Atlanta Workforce Development Agency, also known as Workforce Atlanta, to accept the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act Youth Program Grant in the amount of $989,945.00 from the Technical College System of Georgia Office of Workforce Development, and directing the Chief Financial Officer to amend the fiscal year 2022 job training grant fund budget by adding to anticipations and appropriations in the amount of $989,945.00 and for the purposes.
Move approval, Smith.
Motion by Smith, which I will second. Please open the vote.
Vote is open.
Ms. Archibong?
Yes.
Mr. Archibong is a yes. Mr. Bond? Aye. Thank you.
Vote is closed. 68 nays. This item is favorable.
Next item.
Our next item is number 14, 21-0-0651. There's a substitute in your packet which adds the contract number, funding string, and attaches an exhibit, and it does change the caption. So if the committee would like to make a motion to bring forth the substitute, then I am reading the caption.
I will make that motion. Is there a second? Second. Motion by Westmoreland, second by Bond.
Vote is open.
Ms. Archibong? You are there. We can't hear you. You there?
Oh, yeah.
There you are. Okay.
The vote is closed. 68 nays. The substitute is now before you. Ordinance 21-0-0651. An ordinance by Councilmember Andrea L. Boone as substituted by Community Development Human Services Committee to ratify Mayor Keisha Lance Bottom's executive order authorizing the award of the Emergency Procurement Agreement EAS-1220058 Housing Opportunities for Persons with AIDS program to the United Way of Greater Atlanta to administer program activities and service deliveries through short-term rental mortgage and utility assistance, permanent housing placement, facility-based housing, and housing information services strategies which serve low-income households that meet the qualifications and requirements of the Hopwell program. On behalf of the City of Atlanta, for a term commencing on August 15, 2021, and ending on January 31st, 2023, in an amount not to exceed $1,576,763.75, to authorize the mayor or her designee to execute emergency procurement agreement EA-S-1220058 pursuant to Section 2-1192A of the City of Atlanta Code of Ordinances, to authorize all contracted work to be charged to and paid from the funding sources listed herein and for other purposes.
Any questions or comments? I will make a motion to approve. Is there a second? Second.
Go ahead.
Motion by Westmoreland, second by Bond.
The vote is open.
Archibong, yes.
Thank you.
Will everyone please vote?
Mr. Hillis, how would you like to vote?
The vote is closed. 68 nays. This item is favorable on substitute and will now be forwarded to the Finance Executive Committee.
Good deal. Next item.
Item number 15, 21-0-0660, CDP-21-050, an ordinance by Councilmember J.P. Massachite to amend the City of Atlanta 2016 Atlanta Comprehensive Development Plan and Atlanta Transportation Plan so as to incorporate the Tuxedo Park Transportation Plan into the CDP and the Connect Atlanta Plan and for other purposes, NPUA Council District 8.
I will make a motion to hold this for the third quarter CDP public hearing on September 27th. Is there a second? Second. Motion by Westmoreland, second by Bond. Please open that vote.
The vote is open.
Archibald, yes.
Thank you.
Vote is closed. 68 nays. This item will be held.
Item number 16.
Item number 16, 21-R-3813, a resolution by Councilmember Carla Smith authorizing the mayor or designee on behalf of the Atlanta Workforce Development Agency, also known as Workforce Atlanta, to exercise renewal option number 2 for SC-119-0582 cooperative agreement for workforce service delivery with Arbor E&T LLC, doing business as Equus Workforce Solutions, utilizing Fulton County, Georgia contract number listed to provide adult, dislocated worker, and youth services in an amount not to exceed $1,537,500.00. All services to be charged to and paid from accounts listed herein and for the purposes. And there's an amendment in your packet which attaches Exhibits A and B.
I'll make a motion. There we go. Motion to amend by Smith, which I will second.
Vote is open.
Ms. Archibald?
Yes, I vote yes.
Thank you. Mr. Bond?
Aye.
Thank you.
Vote is closed. 68 nays. This item has been amended.
Move to approve as amended. Smith.
Motion by Smith, which I will second. Please open that vote.
Vote is open.
Archibald, yes.
Thank you. Mr. Bond?
Aye.
Thank you.
The vote is closed. 68 nays. This item is favorable as amended.
Thank you. Item 17.
21-R-3821, a resolution by Community Development and Human Services Committee authorizing the mayor or designee on behalf of the City of Atlanta to enter into agreement IFC-F-1210202 Summer Food Program with Meal Pro Inc. on behalf of the Department of Parks and Recreation in an amount not to exceed $790,680.00. All contracted work to be charged to and paid from the Fund Department organization and account numbers listed herein and for other purposes.
I will make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second, Archibald.
There we
Mr.
go.
Chair,
Motion by West. Oh, yes, ma'am.
There was a request from the department that this be held so that the iPro report can be completed and attached to the
So there was. Thank you for the reminder. Ms. Archibald, would you like to make that motion?
So moved.
There we go.
Second.
Motion to hold by Archibald, second by Bond.
Vote is open.
Westmoreland votes aye.
The vote is closed. 68 nays. This item will be held.
All right, on to our held items.
Item number 21, 20-0-1567. There's a substitute in your packet which modifies the caption if the committee would like to make a motion to bring forward the substitute.
Motion to bring forward the substitute. Is there a second?
Second, Archibald.
Motion by Westmoreland, second by Archibald.
Vote is open.
Westmoreland votes aye.
Will everyone please vote?
Mr. Bond, did you second that motion?
No, I think you I voted aye.
Thank you.
One moment, please. The vote is closed. 680 nays. The substitute is now before you. 20-0-1567, CDP-20-027. A substitute ordinance by Community Development and Human Services Committee to amend the land use element of the 2016 Atlanta Comprehensive Development Plan so as to redesignate property located at 365 Lyndhurst Drive Southwest and 0 Lyndhurst Drive Southwest from the single-family residential land use designation to the medium-density residential land use designation. And for the purposes, V-20-040 PUI, Council District 10, and this item should be held for the third quarter CDP public hearing.
Would you like a motion to hold?
Second.
Okay. Motion by Westmoreland, second by Bond. Ms. Archibald, how would you like to vote?
Yes.
Will everyone please vote? The vote is closed. 680 nays. This item will be held.
Item number 23.
Item number 23, 20-0-1772, CDP-20-045, an ordinance by Councilmember Joyce Shepherd, as amended by Community Development and Human Services Committee to adopt Atlanta Beltline Sub-Area 2 Master Plan, the Atlanta Beltline Sub-Area 2 Master Plan update to amend the 2016 Comprehensive Development Plan by incorporating by reference that plan and for the purposes NPUs S, B, X, and Y, Council Districts 1 and 12. And there's an amendment in your packet which attaches an updated plan.
Motion to bring the amendment forward.
There we go. Motion by Shepherd, which I will second.
Vote is open.
Mr. Bond?
Aye.
And Ms. Archibald?
Yes.
Vote is closed. 680 nays. This item has been amended.
Ms. Shepherd, any comments you'd like to make before making a motion?
No, other than motion to approve. Did you read it? The other amendments, they were not even questions. It was the amendment. Okay, thank you. No, that's it.
Okay. Motion by Shepherd to approve as amended, which I will second.
Vote is open.
Ms. Archibald?
Yes.
Mr. Bond?
Aye.
The vote is closed. 680 nays. This item is favorable as amended.
Item number 26.
21-0-0094, CDP-20-001, An ordinance by Community Development, Human Services Committee to adopt Atlanta Beltline Sub-Area 3 Master Plan, the Atlanta Beltline Sub-Area 3 Master Plan update to amend the 2016 Comprehensive Development Plan by incorporating by reference such plan and for the purposes NPUs W and Y, Council District 1, and there's an amendment in your packet which attaches an updated plan.
Ms. Smith, would you like to handle that one since we're in District 1? We're just amending to attach the plan.
Do what?
We're just amending to attach the actual sub-area master plan.
Move to amend.
Second. To amend by Smith, second by Bond. Please open that vote.
The vote is open.
Ms. Archibald?
Yes.
And I will vote in favor as well.
Vote is closed. 68 nays. This item has been amended.
Thank you. Ms. Smith, same question for you. Any comments before you'd like to make a motion?
Move to approve as amended.
Second. Motion by Smith, second by Bond. Please open that vote.
The vote is open.
Ms. Archibald?
Yes. I vote yes.
Vote is closed.
Zero nays? Oh, okay.
Ms. Westmoreland, could you just state your vote for the record?
I vote in the affirmative.
The vote is closed. 68 nays. This item is favorable as amended.
Good deal. On to item number 28.
Number 28, 21-0-0126, CDP-21-005, an ordinance by Community Development Human Services Committee to amend the land use element of the 2016 Atlanta Comprehensive Development Plan so as to redesignate property located at 1512, 1516, 1522, and 1526 Hardy Street Northeast from the low-density residential land use designation to the medium-density residential land use designation and for the purposes C-20-087 NPUO Council District 5.
Ms. Archibald, the recommendation is to file this piece of legislation related to Hardy Street. Are you ready to move in that direction? Ms. Archibald?
I'm sorry. Ask the question.
Sure. The item pertains to filing the CDP amendment for the four addresses on Hardy Street.
Yes. So do you want me to make it up?
Sure. Go for it.
Okay.
All right. Motion by Archibald, which I will second.
Vote is open.
Mr. Bond, how would you like to vote?
Aye.
Will everyone please vote? The vote is closed. 68 nays. This item will be filed.
Item number 34.
Item number 34, 21-0-0432, CDP-21-020, an ordinance of the Community Development Human Services Committee to amend the land use element of the 2016 Atlanta Comprehensive Development Plan so as to redesignate property located at 910, 922, and 928 Lindbergh Drive from the single-family residential land use designation to the low-density residential land use designation and for the purposes C-20-059 NPU Avenue Council District 6.
I will make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Westmoreland, second by Bond.
The vote is open.
Archibald, yes.
Vote is closed. 68 nays. This item is favorable. All right, next item is number 35, 21-0-0345, CDP-21-023, an ordinance by Community Development Human Services Committee to amend the land use element of the 2016 Atlanta Comprehensive Development Plan so as to redesignate property located at 2246 and 2250 Memorial Drive from the single-family residential land use designation to the medium-density residential land use designation and for other purposes. D-21-032 NPUO Council District 5.
Okay. Ms. Archibong, 22. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Motion.
Yes.
Good deal. Motion to approve by Archibong, which I will second. Please open that vote.
Vote is open.
Mr. Bond, apologies. How would you like to vote?
Aye.
Thank you.
And the vote is closed. 68 nays. This item is favorable.
Item number 39.
There's item number 36. Would the committee like to take this up?
Yes, ma'am. Let's do that one first.
21-0-0348, CDP-21-026, an ordinance by Community Development Human Services Committee to amend the land use element of the 2016 Atlanta Comprehensive Development Plan so as to redesignate property located at 400 Bishop Street Northwest from the industrial land use designation to the mixed-use high-density land use designation and for the purposes C-21-035 NPUE Council District 8.
I will make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Westmoreland, second by Bond. Please open that vote.
Vote is open.
Archibong, yes.
Thank you.
Vote is closed. 68 nays. This item is favorable.
And on to item number 39.
Item number 39, there's an amendment in your packet which changes the name of the caption. Would the committee like to bring forth the amendment first?
Yes, ma'am. Motion to amend. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Westmoreland, second by Bond.
Vote is open.
Archibong, yes.
Thank you.
Will everyone please vote? Vote is closed. 68 nays. This item has been amended. 21-0-0583, CDP-21-042, an ordinance by Councilmembers Dustin Phillips, Antonio Brown, and J.P. Massachite, as substituted and amended by Community Development Human Services Committee to adopt the Upper West Side Improvement District Master Plan to amend the City of Atlanta 2016 Comprehensive Development Plan so as to incorporate the plan into the CDP and for the purposes NPUs C, D, E, J, K, and L, Council District 3, 8, and 9.
Good deal. I will make a motion to hold for the CDP hearing in September. Is there a second?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to second that, but I'd like to add my name to that legislation.
Okay, well, why don't we go ahead and do that first? I'll make a motion to amend. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Westmoreland, second by Bond. Please open that vote.
One moment, please. Vote is open.
Archibong, yes.
Will everyone please vote? Vote is closed. 6 days, 0 nays. This item has been amended to add Councilmember Bond as a sponsor.
Okay, I'll make a motion to hold. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Westmoreland, second by Bond. Please open that vote.
Vote is open.
Archibald, yes.
Thank you.
Vote is closed. 6 days, 0 nays. This item will be held.
All right,
That concludes
one.
the legislature.
It almost does. Got some additional feedback from Ms. Ide about number 34. And she would like that to remain on held, and so I'm going to go back and make a motion to reconsider item number 34. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Westmoreland, second by Bond. Please open that vote.
One moment, please. Vote is open.
Archibald, yes.
Thank you.
Vote is closed. 6 days, 0 nays. This item has been
Back
reconsidered.
before us. Yep, and I will make the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
One moment, please. The vote is open.
Ms. Archibald.
Yes.
Will everyone please vote? Vote is closed. 6 days, 0 nays. This item will be held.
All right, that concludes our legislative agenda and our meeting. Before we adjourn, though, I wanted to take a moment to recognize and thank Julia Pulandini, whose voice you have heard the most of over the last 18 years in this committee, and who has been working for City Council over the last 5 years, who will be leaving City Hall on September 10th to do a stint of public service. And I wanted to thank her for her incredible work staffing this committee, as well as the Transportation Committee and other duties over the last half decade. So thank you very much from myself personally, as a council member and also chair of this committee, for all that you've done. We're going to miss you a lot, but wish you the best in your role. And once we are all back in City Hall, look forward to having you come and visit. So thank you very much. And I'll open the floor if anyone else would like to say anything as well.
I'd like Westmoreland.
Yes, ma'am. Go for it, Ms. Shepard, and then Mr. Bond.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't hear. She's leaving. Is she staying with the city or she's going somewhere else?
Ms. Pulandini, I'll let you elaborate if you'd like to.
I'll be going to the Department of Commerce to work on their state and local broadband initiatives. I'll still be based in Atlanta, though.
All right, well, thank you so much, Julia. You know, I know you from Washington, D.C., and the National League of Cities, and when you came to Atlanta, you've been great, and I have so much respect for you, and thank you for all your service you've done for the city of Atlanta. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Councilmember.
Yeah, I'd like to add, Julia, that you are an exemplary public servant and a consummate professional. It has been my privilege to lean on you in this capacity. The city of Atlanta will be impoverished by your absence here. I wish you all the best, and I'm very saddened that you are leaving the city of Atlanta, but I know that there are great things in store for you personally and professionally by your move, and as citizens who will benefit from your work where you're going, I'm really excited for you. So God bless you, and I appreciate you deeply. I have the utmost respect for you. Congratulations on your new move.
Thank you, Councilmember. Very kind of you.
I echo the same words. It's been a wonderful asset to the city, and I look forward to the weather being great and seeing you again on May.
Yes, you'll see me there. Thank you.
And I want to say, Julia, I've really enjoyed you working with you also. So I hope to see you around. And congratulations on your new job. We will miss you.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Smith, take us home.
Oh, wait, I have an announcement.
Okay.
So go for it. Thank you. I just wanted to announce that our ongoing partnership with HelloFresh, Pratt Industries, and Second Helpings of Atlanta, we're going to be moving our food distribution to the east side. Along helping me out will be Councilmember Archibald on tomorrow at 3 p.m. We will be at the Israel Baptist Church at 2017 Hosea Williams Drive, beginning at 3 p.m. We will be distributing 8,000 meals for deserving Atlanta families. Over 25% of Atlanta has been negatively impacted by COVID-19 economically. And so we want to make sure that we are providing support for those families, not only through our initiatives legislatively, but directly. And so we will be providing fresh meals for families. They come two to a box, and they're both enough to feed a family. Each meal is enough to feed a family of four. So for the amount of food that we're distributing on tomorrow, that equals about 8,000 individuals who will be served. And this is a commitment that is year-long, and we will be moving the distribution centers around the city to try to get the resources to the most affected community. So if you know a deserving family, if you're a part of a nonprofit or a church that aids in meal distribution, you can call 404-330-6770 so we can connect the organizations and those who are in need with the resource. But that's tomorrow at 3 p.m. at the Israel Baptist Church.
Good deal. Thank you for spearheading those efforts. Anyone else?
All right, I'm going to go ahead. Motion to adjourn, Smith.
Got a motion to adjourn from Councilmember Swift, which I will second. On unanimous consent, we stand adjourned. Thanks, everyone.
Good meeting. Thank you.
Good.